Okay, let's see if we have any more questions here. Can I leave the SPY chart up? With the resistance lines up for a brief period, I'd like to compare my lines with yours, maybe during lunchtime or even after hours. Yeah, sure, Terry. I can do that. I can pop it over there right now if you want to see the daily chart. Because I'm not going to trade anything right now. The market's just topping out here. You want the daily, Terry? Daily? Yeah, okay. Which is best, Doug? 8:15. I don't use the 9. I use 8:15. And Heikenhachi, Heikenhachis are very good for giving you. I'll tell you what, on a Heikenhachi candles, if you get a trending day, then Heikenhachis are very effective. On a choppy day, they're not quite as effective. They're effective, but what the problem is, since it takes two candles to create a Heikenhachi candle, if it's in a choppy day, a lot of time you'll miss a bunch of the move waiting for the Heikenhachi candle to finish. So on choppy days, I use the regular candles and the Heikenhachi for confirmations. I always use Heikenhachi for intraday for swing trades. For swing trades, I'm looking for Heikenhachi candles to get into swing trades on, bouncing off a support. RVMD going wild. Yeah, nice move in our Revolution Medicines. Another biotech right here. I'll pop that SPY back, Terry. Let me know when you're done, so I can go back to the SPY super system. Was the correct entry in the SPY super system at 11:05 or 11:10? Let me go back to the 5 minute here. Let me look at this one. Right there on that candle. It's the 11:05 candle. 11:10 was fine. Either one of these is fine. You're coming off the 8 and the 15 right there. So either one of those candles was fine. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get down into switching to 1 minute candles and finding exact entries and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really interested in getting into hyper scalping on these things. I think using the 5 minute candlesticks is fine. Okay, Terry. Thanks a lot. All right. Back over here. CSIQ ripping up here today. Nice move in CSIQ. All right. Good morning, YouTube folks. CYPH, strong but serious resistance at 336. 336. Probably a Momo stock. Yeah. Cyberfunk. Yeah, this is a Momo stock. A lot of volume. $149 million shares traded on that with a 9.6 million float. Definitely a Momo stock on CYPH. I'm not going to chase this thing, but see, up 83% today. Again, you got to be able to read the price action in these right here, and again, resistance, of course, up there. It's through this gap fill, got resistance up here. Yep, 335. Nice look on that one. Can I generally describe how I play my straddle strangles? I think some try to cover one leg for the full cost, then ride the other leg, but I think you prefer to just close the whole strategy. I do prefer to close the whole strategy up. I do. Because on a straddles, especially on strangles, and you're in the money deep on one of the one side, I want to close it down right there. I mean, you can look for a bounce, but usually when one of them is in the money deeply like that, the other one is so far underwater that you got to wait for a long time to generate any profits on it. So I just take what I can get on it and close it down. Generally, that's what I do. I don't try to leg out of those things. SPY just eased above the pivot point here. SPY resistance right now is the 15 EMA on the daily, 670, 670, 670, 670. $2 to the 15 EMA. Did I close SMR on the drop this morning? I did. Yeah, I closed the straddle that I had on SMR. Not a straddle. I had a strangle on it. I got in for $1.26 yesterday, and I got out for $1.50 this morning. SPY pulling back just a little bit here now. Again, we're
Disney looks like it's weak.
what?
Disney?
Disney. They took a big hit yesterday. They hit again today,
Yeah.
and they definitely look like a short here.
Yeah.
Oh. Into my OBS. Okay. Dan just pointing out that Disney's looks like a short. It does look like a short. It's got yesterday's low as support. Yesterday's low on Disney, 104.91. So down a ways from here, but you notice the market's going up and Disney's going down all day long here. Looking at the market internals, they're pretty choppy right now. The market internals are not indicating this big move that we had up in the SPY. But they're moving up, but not as fast as the SPY moved up. Right now they're just chopping around. So I'd be very tentative for longs, and this is a pretty decent. Disney's a decent short setup for a short here. Disney announced the other day. Yeah, they had quite a bit of chatter on Disney the other day, and they had their earnings. It gapped down pretty hard yesterday, and this is the chart on Disney, the daily chart. See, here's the gap down in earnings, but this is pretty weak relative to what's happening in the market today. This is the open here, right here. It opened here, with basically pretty flat from yesterday's close, but we've been moving down all day long while the market's been moving up all day long. If I look at the SPY here, all right, here's the SPY. See the line here in the SPY, the green and red. See how it's been moving up since this morning. And see what Disney's been doing. It kind of creeped up and now it's falling down. But the market internals, you can see here, the blue and purple line. We're not getting much push here in the market internals. I'd be very skeptical of staying long anything right now. And Disney with yesterday's support level would be what you'd be wanting to see it get by. Low 104.91, so $1 below what Disney is right now. That's Disney. Short Disney. Paid 134. It's going for 131 right now. Those are the 107 puts expiring today. 107 puts expiring today. This is going to be a pretty quick trade. I'm not going to post this. This is a pretty quick trade. And I won't hang around at Disney too long if it ends up going against me here. I want to see it continue down. It didn't really move up with the market very much here this morning. It did move up a little bit, but watching the market right now, the market looks like it's just kind of topping. We'll see if it stays below this pivot point. But again, Disney, I'm just going to take profits in it fairly quickly. Just a quick intraday trade here in Disney. Got relative weakness to the market. I'm happy with that. Okay, be right back. Oh, stretch for a minute. How you doing, Dan?
Doing pretty good. Staying awake.
Staying awake, yeah. It was a wild day.
Having a wild day?
Market was down horrible this morning. Came shooting back up. It's now gone green for the day. Trapping everybody over short. Christ. Oh, you heating up rolls for us?
Yep.
Okay. you doing? How do you
I'm
feel?
all right.
All right. Still doing your little?
Yeah, I had a little meeting with Justin.
Oh.
Poor guy, he's like,
Yeah, he's stretched to max.
he's like, I don't even care anymore. But,
Too much work.
it's been a shit show.
Yeah.
He's there and I'm left alone. So apparently, when they did the first rollouts, they're using a Lenovo pad with a Google Chromebox. They were guaranteed, Microsoft, by Google and Lenovo, that the two would work together. And, so like the management, they went out and tested it and did installations in stores. And they worked like a charm. He said he was able to put, do four in store a day. And everybody else was great. And now it's like that first batch must have been good because the next batch is like something real old, and the software wasn't up to date, and just all kinds of problems. So they had someone from Google come to Cincinnati and someone from
Why don't they just get new ones after this? Why are they giving them old stuff? They get dumping their inventory and stuff.
That's right. Yeah. So
Crazy.
yeah. So anyway, had people from Google came and from Lenovo and he had met blah 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 blah. And so they're still trying to work out what exactly went
It's a
wrong.
nightmare.
It is. It's
Installation
a
stuff is horrible.
it's horrible. And he's like, I don't even care anymore. He said, somebody's going to have to figure it out because we sunk a lot of money into this. And now they've been, they had this hindsight company doing the installs. The later installs, they get pictures you're supposed to get, like this company is supposed to do all the management and troubleshooting for the installations. And that kind of
The problem is they're getting old machines. They're not getting the updated stuff.
among other things, because it's
First batch work,
complicated.
why don't they all work?
It's complicated because, and that's what I was telling him. I said I saw, where, people in the store where the install. This is not field machine. They did it wrong. It was working, but they didn't tie the cords down the right way. They didn't install the splitter in the right, So, yeah, that's
I gotta get
another,
back to the room here. Get trades on. Just wanted to get up and stretch my legs a
other
little
whole
bit.
issue. Not my issue.
Not yours, thank God.
Yep, it's all encompassing.
Disney continues.
Hmm?
Disney's continuing.
Yep, I see it. I've got a sell order in on it. I get 154 as a sell order on it. All right, so Disney's continuing down. I've got a sell order on Disney at 154. I get paid 134 for it. It's trading 149 by 154 right now. Still moving down. Again, it's getting closer and closer to yesterday's low, which was 104.91. So it's it's about 70 cents away from there. But I'll take it off here at 154 if I can just get a little bit more of a move down in it. Spreads are 136 by 154 now. So every time it pops up a little bit, the spreads get a little bit wider. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. It's about 12, almost 12 o'clock. Gary, do I protect positions with stops when I'll be away from your computer at the market open for several hours? I don't do that because I'm watching it all day long. I don't put hard stops in. Usually I'll put an alert in to let me know if a stock is at a level where I could consider getting out, but I don't. But if you're not going to be at your computer, then you usually do have to have some sort of stops on it. And if you're in a position, what you can do is you can put a trailing stop on a position. Especially if you're profitable, you can put a trailing stop by however many cents you want to, so that if it falls below there, you'll still take profits on it and not wait for it to go all the way back again. Where did I enter Disney, Doug? Um, let's see, Disney at 11:48. Right in here, somewhere right in here. It's just broke down here. I'm in on this candle right here, so somewhere in there. I know exactly where, but right on that candle. Big volume on Microsoft. No news. Volume on Microsoft is 2.5 times. Wow. They got upgraded today, by the way. Yeah, it's bouncing up again. It's right against resistance. Microsoft. I don't like this chart on Microsoft at all right now. I mean, it's this is a mess. This is when we get burned on. I was actually able to leg out of it, but still, this is pretty crappy price action here right now. But that's a pretty big candle today, and pretty good volume, as he's pointing out. Took 30 cents in the first half of the SPY, 11:45 candle. All right. Terry's hitting these. We got a lot of people trade the SPY super system today. 11:45. Boom, boom, boom. Right here. Weekly ATM idea, WBD, Maxim. See, here's the problem with WBD. It's a buyout potential, and it's been moving sideways. I mean, the structure on it looks really nice, but this thing is either going to take a big pop up on the Warner Brothers when the buyout either occurs, or it's going to take a big drop if it doesn't occur. That's why I can't put a weekly ATM on something where there's news pending on something like that. I just took profits in Disney. Out of Disney for profit. Again, it was just going to be a quick day trade. Got in at 134, we're out at 154. Indian Harry jumped into that Disney short too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may take some Disney shorts out in time if it can get below that yesterday's low. The problem is it's a little extended from the 8.
Mm-hmm.
The 8's 110.60, and Disney's at 105, so it's basically about $5 extended, and it has a 310 ATR, which is pretty close to too high. So I'll probably both rethink that. Disney bounced back up again, so I'm out of it. Did you take Disney at all?
Yeah, I took Disney and I stayed in it.
Oh, you stayed in it?
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that it's close to that yesterday's low. And also, I don't like the fact that I'm trading a short with the market going up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 12 o'clock. Let's see if we got any questions over here in YouTube. Hey, Arnissi. Oh, I appreciate that. You appreciate everything I do, making you a better trader. Well, that's the whole point, is to try to make myself and everybody else a better trader. You always have to try to keep improving. It doesn't stop. All right, so I'm out of Disney. I took profits in Disney. I also took that TERN, the one that Ari called out. I took shares in that and took profits in those. I haven't had a chance to do any SPY super system trades, but a lot of people in the room are making good money on that this morning, so I'm happy to hear that. And I'm getting a lot of comments about the video that I put out and how it's helping them trade. I hoped it would. That was turn that I took the shares in and I exited that, and then I just traded Disney for a nice profit. Market really flattened out here. Very, very flat right now. Market internals are drifting up, but not tremendously fast. Market just kind of drifting here. So again, I took profits in Disney. It was just a quick trade off that candle, in and out, $20 a contract profits. I'm happy with that. Again, I'm watching to see if it stays below the yesterday's low. The problem is it's a little extended right now in the 8 on the daily. Peloton with a nice little move today. Daily chart not good. SPY creeping up the back above the pivot point again. Very flat though. CHRW is a decent long setup for swing trade. I'll be watching. Again, you can see the big gap up here on earnings. CH Robertson waiting for the 8 to catch up with it. Finally does. It's come down right to it. Today it's bouncing off the 8. Had some good volume back in here. That's a pretty interesting setup right there. Again, you get some high volume resistance right there, which is right about where it's at, and right there, and then another one right here. I think that's all the resistance there is on that stock. So there's your resistance levels. 152.93 to 156.23 is a decent little void if it gets into there. I'm watching that for a potential long, CHRW. Again, I'm in and out of Disney very quick. Just a quick trade on Disney. It's bouncing back up above the 8 again right now. Did you take that WBD, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 by 13 right now. I got a sell order in it at 18 cents. A lot of these stocks I'm looking at potential longs and shorts. There's so many of them right at support and right at resistance. Really hard to trade them.
They got crappy
What'd you say?
dailies. Or they got cruddy dailies.
Yeah, they get credit dailies. Yeah, Dan points out they get credit dailies as well. That's the. It's hard. I mean, the market's been very sporadic here. It's been very up and down, up and down. So a lot of stocks, the tech stocks really took a pretty hard beating. Like Nvidia pulled down hard lately, bouncing up today, up almost 2% today. AMD's been pretty strong, also bouncing up again today. So some of the tech stocks are starting to get a little money coming back into them. Microsoft with a nice bounce today. Google coming off of a low today, but right against the 15 EMA. So you really can't take them long. You shouldn't. Amazon exactly the same as Google, right up against the 15 EMA from below. Apple looks pretty nice. Apple's got resistance at 277.32, but it looks nice. It's up almost a full percent today. Lyft bounced right off the 8 exponential this morning and is moving up. The SPY was still moving here. The SPY with the resistance at the 15 EMA. 676.77. 676.77 is the resistance on the SPY. very high premiums on the SPY options.
Hello? Yes. Can I leave a message? Okay, thank you. What's her name? Yes, what's her name? Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Bye.
SPY again, trying to get up to the 8 exponential moving, to the 15 EMA. 676.77 is going to be resistance here. So that's about $1.50 to the upside on it. The SPY still looks pretty good. These are very small candles. This is not the kind of nice move we had here earlier. These are nice smooth moves up. Now we're really kind of getting a lot of chop right here around the pivot point. So if you're in these trades, I would be looking to take the smaller profits than you did earlier today.
Now,
Again, I get in and out of Disney pretty quickly. That worked out well. It's pulled back now. I get in $1.34 out of $1.54. They're $1.22 right now. And I also took profits in that TERN stock. I bought the shares. That was one that Ari had talked about. I made about $35, 35 cents a contract on those things. Not a contract, a share. I bought shares. SPY pulling back now a little bit. Hey Sam, good morning. You were taking your kiddo to school? Okay, cool. Yeah, the market turned. Listen, it was a big sell-off this morning. Market was SPY Qs were down about 1.5%. SPY was down over 1%, and they're green now. You can see what SPY is right here. It's got above the pivot point. It's recovered this big gap down here, and then it's moved up really nicely. We had a couple of really good SPY super system trades today. Right here is the 8 cross with the 15. A lot of people in the room took this and made really good money on it. Anywhere from $75 a contract up to over 200. Really nice trade. Right now the candles are getting pretty small in the SPY here right now. Again, I traded Disney for a quick trade this morning. I traded TERN shares for a quick trade this morning. That's it. That's all I've done. I did close SMR. I closed the straddle I had on from yesterday, the strangle. Made money on that. And oh yeah, we closed AMAT this morning for a nice profit. The time spread, we closed that for 280. Disney coming back down. Again, Disney very weak in a strong market this morning. There's a nice little pullback in Disney again right there. Again, 104.91 is the support level on Disney.
I'm out.
Out of Disney?
Yeah.
You get profits, I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. I agree to pay it off.
Hmm?
I agree to pay it off.
If I had next week's, I would have stayed in longer, but
Yeah.
not on today's. All right, I'm going to continue to see if I can find anything to trade. Hey, Steve, is 613.90 resistance on the Qs? 613.90. I get 613.18. 613.18 is resistance on the Qs. The 15, the 8 exponential moving average is 617.17. But this is what I've got. This is what I've got for resistance on the Qs right there. 613.18. And you've got 613.90. I mean, that's not that much difference on that. So 613.90 is not far away from where I've got it right here. This line goes back over here. Touch here, touch here. That's a high volume line right there. This is a high volume line as well. So there's a case to be made for a potential level right there, but it's already gone through that, 610.07. So I'm sticking with my 613.18. Right now the SPY resistance is the 15 EMA right there. Hey, An, how are you? Would I go long in the SPY here using the prior day close as support? Or would I wait until the 8 catches up and trades off the 8? You're talking about the daily chart on the SPY? This is very tricky. And if you're talking about the SPY on the 5-minute chart, yeah, the 8's right here. These candles are really, really tiny, and it's above the 8, and it's got room up to the 15 EMA on the SPY. So that's at 676.77. That would be your resistance level. Not that far away from here right now. I'm not sure if you're talking about the daily chart, however. You want to go long in the SPY here using the prior day's close as support. That's a long way down. I'd use 673.95 as support. If I was on the SPY right here, if you're trading intraday trade, I'd use the 8 and the 15 as support. I wouldn't let it fall below there. If you're talking about a daily chart on here on the SPY, you've got, this is your resistance, and your support is right here at 673.95. Prior day's close, yeah, the close way down here. I would be using this 673.95 as support. That's a long drop down there. But not sure what you mean when I wait till the 8 catches up and trade off the 8. The 8's here. If you're going to trade long above, you got to wait for the stock to get above the 8. We're just trading intraday in here. I can't go long the SPY here unless I get a break above this 8 and 15, unless I'm expecting a gap up over the weekend. Right now, I don't know. Bob sold some SPY contracts for $1.07 and CVX for 30 on the strength of the XLE. Nice job, very nice trading. Yeah, CVX pretty strong here today. Again, choppy daily chart, but a nice move today. Most of the energy stocks are up today off the XLE. Elias, did I close the AMAT completely? I did. I closed the AMAT completely right fairly close to the open this morning. I took 280 for the whole thing. I mean, if you kept some, you would have been making more money, but I closed it down. You're talking about the intraday on the SPY hand? Yeah, you're just trading off the 8 here right now. That's all you're doing, and you're trading with a resistance at the 15 EMA on the daily chart. You don't really have any resistance here on the 5-minute chart. Your resistance is on the daily chart. M5, yeah. Okay. Again, the SPY's just, this really kind of lost its momentum here. It's just kind of trading sideways right along the 8. Momentum's still pretty high. And the momentum, current time frame, I'm sorry, the market internals are barely holding up here. They're just moving sideways. This is a pretty flat market right now, and I don't really have any interest in diving into anything at the moment. Dan, here's the question. Here's the guy that posed the question in Pete's room, right? Considering the uplift today, because Harry thinks it's a bull trap. Considering the uplift today and the potential for a bull trap, would anyone have a view as to when the trap is likely to be sprung? This afternoon, or Monday, or other? I said, no one knows. Good Christ.
Where does he find these people?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
How many people does he have in his room?
And Pete?
Yeah.
Quite a few, 300.
Mm-hmm.
Terry had another SPY trade for another 33 cents. Good job. Yeah, these are pretty small candles right now. Probably not something that you want to spend. As I said, you don't want to spend a lot of time in these things. You want to reduce your profit targets from these kind of moves here to these kind of choppy little moves like that. By basically just kind of trying to hold this pivot point. It's about almost 12:30. Can take lunch here in about 10 minutes. SPY coming down toward the 15 right here. So it looks like we're topping out a little bit here now at lunchtime. Market internals are turning down here as well. Bouncing right off the 15. Again, this is when I was talking about in the video about if you're in these trades, a lot of times if you're above the 8, when the 15 is this close, you can stay in it until it closes below the 15. You might lose a little bit of extra money, but you're also going to get some bounces off the 15 quite often. The bounce off the 15 is very common. It's not 100%, nothing's 100%, but it does bounce off there. I'm watching the price on the SPY here, and when it went down to the 15, the 674 calls went down to 179, and now they're back up to 203, just on this tiny little bounce. And watching the SPY just chop around here. Again, right between the 8 and the 15. The 8 and the 15 just staying right in around there. Okay, about 12:35. I'm gonna get some lunch here, and so I'll be watching the market as we eat. But I'll be back in just a little bit. Again, pretty flat market right now. Had a nice, beautiful recovery from this big gap down this morning. Beautiful recovery in the SPY. You can see it bounced up here. A lot of folks making money on the SPY super system trade right here. Had some more made here. Very nice trading. And right now it's very flat, very flat. Again, all I traded today was I traded TERN for shares. I traded some shares over here, and I get out pretty much close right to the high. And I traded Disney that Dan had brought up this morning. Nice trade in Disney for a short. Just intraday traded it, very quick trade. That's it. Again, we took profits in AMAT this morning off of a time spread. It's bouncing up again, and I closed my SMR strangle that I had on today for a profit of about, I think about 20%, nothing big, but I did take some off of that to help mitigate the other one. Lift was still in. I'm watching Lift on the daily chart. It's a swing trade, so I'm only interested in the daily. I needed to stay in the whoops, we need to stay in the gap. It's in the gap here. I need to zoom out so you can see the gap. It's hard to tell without, it's shaded, but it's hard to see it. There's the lift gap right there. So you can see where we are, right at the entrance to the gap, right off the 8 exponential moving average right here. So like it. If it bounces up here today, I may actually add a little bit to it. All right, gonna get lunch. Let me go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed. Listen, thank you very much, all the YouTube folks, for being here today. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sam. And we'll be back here on Monday about 11:30. Good to see you all. Again, rightlinetrading.com. If you're interested in joining the room, joining the alert service, or getting the software. The software is really excellent software. I think we've got a really good SPY super system for intraday trading, and some really excellent swing trading setups now as well. All right, so that's where we are. Again, have a good weekend, and again, trade well, everybody.